Why hello there everyone, this is JM764, and well, there's been another Train Fever, Train Fever, what am I talking about? Transport Fever update. So, let's see what they got. Alright, so apparently they updated the, FAQ today. I did take the chance to read it earlier, obviously, but, there's not really much today. They said they're supposed to be doing a development blog soon, but it's already like 6 p.m. here, so unless they do it while I do this video, I guess I'll have to make another video on that when that releases. Let's go over the questions that they added. Also, I might be making a few other Transport Fever videos when I get the time, since I'm finally out of classes now. They're probably more related to my mod packs and all, but if they release anything new, I'll let y'all know. So, one thing I do like, though, is the fact that Tom, or whoever does the FAQ page, has graciously added dates to all the updated questions, so makes my life easier. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Starting off with the first question. What is the price of Train Fever at launch? Well, the final price is not yet decided, but brick price surge is not to be expected compared to Train Fever. So, I think Train Fever was $35. Pull it up over here real quick. Here. Per page. Nope. Still has mixed reviews as of the last 30 days or so. But, I'd say it's pretty decent. Let's see. Train Fever is... Oh, it's $30. Alright then. That's not too bad. And obviously the DLC is free. If I had to take an educated guess, I'd say... no more than 40, maybe? It could be higher than that. I'd willingly pay up to, I don't know, 50? Depending on how good the game is, of course. But that shouldn't be too bad of a price. I mean, 30 is reasonable for Train Fever as is. And if we know anything about Transport Fever, it should be better. Anyway, let's see. Are the features from Transport Fever also made available to Train Fever? The Transport Fever engine was completely reworked. But remember how I said, like, I think in my first stream, where it seemed like the Transport Fever engine was an upgraded version of the Train Fever engine? Apparently. So apparently over the last 2 years they created a significantly different engine than Train Fever, so they basically rewrote the entire game, which is a big plus if I'm taking it to they reworked everything and they can possibly mod more stuff than they could before, which would be awesome. We'll see a few of those features down here later. So, obviously, as they say right here, Train Fever won't get any of these updates. Which also means that the last update for Train Fever we got that was based on Transport Fever was an entirely voluntary rework of a concept system they had for Transport Fever, which apparently it was significantly different. That's pretty amazing, because most companies don't do that. Props to you, Urban Games. Props. Let's see. Which vehicles are in the game? Still 120. Kinda cool if we could have 125. But, there's that. Features about 10 airplanes, with capacity up to 250 passengers. So that's one thing. Will there be cargo planes? Because I keep hearing stuff about passenger planes. And if not cargo planes, can we mod them in? That'd be great. 15 ships. which is pretty good, consisting of cargo and passenger ships, which they spell it here for ships, but not for planes, including a hovercraft, which I assume is going to be one of those hovercrafts we usually see in these transport games. I do like them though. And they'll still be updating the page on a regular basis to present the new models. No idea when, but I can't wait to see them. This still doesn't give much to the fact that I'm pretty sure that all the vehicles from Train Fever are going to be in Transport Fever. I could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like out of that 120. But here's a good question, which answers one of my personal ones. How flexible is the track construction? Track building allows effortless construction of compact and complex track fields. For example, it's possible to build tracks which can cross each other, have transfer points over multiple tracks, and also double slip switches. Oh, I'm going to have fun with those. Also, they'll be discussed in one of the upcoming developer blocks. Can't wait to see all that. And probably the second most important question I've seen thus far. Did tunnels and bridges contain crossings and signals? Short answer, yes. They offer the same possibilities as regular tracks, and they can contain the same switch and signals, as well as cross each other. I needed this so badly in so many of my episodes of Train Fever. Y'all have seen them, or do see them. You'll see where I wish we had that ability. But let's see. How flexible is the street construction? Streets can be straight and curved. Probably the third most important thing. It's very hard to build a perfectly straight road in Train Fever for some weird reason. They always curve slightly, or like bend really weirdly in certain situations. They shouldn't. Also, they can intersect streets to automatically generate crossings. Streets can be up and downgraded to wider or narrow roads, like they could in Train Fever. Streets can be built across existing tracks, which we've already established earlier, and railroad crossings can be upgraded afterward. The one thing I would like to know, though, is when cities build their own streets, will they automatically build through tracks now? Because every now and then I used to use tracks to kind of block off cities from growing either too quickly or in certain areas I didn't want them to. But now it sounds like they can just build through anything, maybe. I hope they show that out in the future, though. Can trains drive forwards and backwards? At least certain trains, like multiple units, can drive in both directions. So that's still a bit odd to me. I mean, now we know multiple units, but I think I'm gonna try to pull it up here real quick. Actually, I have a better idea. I'm gonna pop on over to a comment I posted on the official Transport Fever Now YouTube page, where they mentioned something about that.
Hello, my name is Tom. I'm the Community and Product Manager here at...
Alright. Nope. My computer's chugging a bit. I think I might have damaged it after all that processing I had to do with it last night. Oh well, need to fix it. But here we go. I did ask if trains will reverse normally instead of flipping like they used to. And correction about the plane stuff I said in the last video. They still keep their animations, they just don't show up in the tool. That's good. I guess I misinterpreted it earlier. But yeah, they still save certain vehicles. We'll no longer need to flip into stations. But my single question is, if we have like a train with locomotives on both ends, that's not a multiple unit, and the locomotives are facing opposite directions, do they have to? So that would effectively be the same situation as a multiple unit. Like if we have two diesels or something. Makes sense to me. But we'll just have to see that when the game comes out, or whatever happens. Is it possible to freely place industries on the map? They say various methods to place industries during the game are currently being tested. A final decision has not yet been made. So, I assume they'll have a beta test. Pretty sure they will. They had one for Train Fever. But I kind of hope they kind of leave that in there so the testers can, well, obviously test that out for them. Because I would hate for such a feature just to disappear because the devs couldn't get it working the way they wanted. But if it does, I'd understand. Also, I would like to know if when you create a map, you can also manually place them, either not in game or like the current height maps, maybe have them colored and then certain colors represent where an industry could spawn. I think that'd be cool. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now here's the most important question I've seen so far. The towns shown in the announcement trailer look very similar to Train Fever. Is this the final version? Answer? Surprisingly no. The towns in Transport Fever will look very different to Train Fever. The trailer was made with the build prior to the integration of the new town code and content. I don't even know what to think about towns now. I really want to see them, but obviously we now have to pretty much ignore all the pictures we saw earlier about cities because they'll be different. And I really can't wait to see that. I kind of wish it was fall right now so we could play the game or something. Oh well. And finally, for modding. Is it possible to create special station types? And this is probably the biggest thing for modders, even for me. The new construction format allows modders to create a broad spectrum of different station types. Stations can be combined per type, which means you can have passenger and cargo. I still say that should have been a stock thing in Train Fever, but now we can finally do it even if they don't do it themselves. That's great, because I can't tell you how annoying it is to connect a small town and have two different station types and trying to fit them all roughly in the same area or somewhere where they make sense. It's very annoying. And I mean, sure, a lot of the track stuff they've added now makes it easier, but it's just great for like very small areas or even like suburbs, like very specific local places to have a station that can do both. I gladly welcome that feature. And also for mode of transportation, so airports can have bus stops and stuff built into them. A harbor with a train terminal, which I guess we can make a real cargo docks so we don't have to build stations next to each other all the time anymore. That's annoying already in Train Fever. But I'm so glad they allow us to do that. And now it's possible, here's the biggest thing, I think. Possible to create elevated or curved stations. So elevated rail stations confirmed. Nothing about underground. I assume maybe, because if you think about elevation, negative elevation is underground, so maybe that would work? No idea, we'll have to see. But that's all they have for today. I'm really liking these FAQs, especially some of the things they are claiming that the game will have, so guess we'll just have to wait till next Wednesday or whenever they do the dev vlog to find out. But anyway, this has been JM764, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.